Trinidad Rio. Merry New Year, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, this is straight, die-hard, genuine, authentic Kaiso. And this is how the story goes. I went to public utilities and tell them disconnect them facilities, cause me want them. I tried to contact the ombudsman, but never in office. I'm going to file me an injunction on the public service. Cause every time a heavy rain fall, by me don't have no current at all. They spoil me TV, they spoil me fridge, they nearly kill me with low voltage. Now before they make me a lunatic, I'm going back to basic. I'm going and get a flambeau and lamp with wick. I'm going back to basic. I call me fans and I call me friends to let them know that if they have a message to send, tell Tempo. And if they come home and then you see me, tell me neighbor, or get a pen and a writing pad and write a letter. Cause CSTT does make me weep. Gone are the days when old talk was cheap. I make a phone call to Talparo and I get a phone bill to Mexico. Oh my lad, before they kill me and kill me quick, I'm going back to basic. A piece of marling and two climpan wouldn't do the trick. I'm going back to basic. I went and buy me a motor car for my own comfort, because I can't take no more torture waiting on transport. But all them potholes and all them bump, me car ain't able until they invent a car to jump. Well, I go travel. I beg the Lord to please put a hand, touch the hearts of the spare parts man. I used to have a raise in the bank, now every cent gone in me gas tank. Now I prefer roller with piece of sticker. I'm going back to basic, or buy a 3-speed bike, go in tick tick tick. I'm going back to basic.
Yeah. Blessed day, world.
Greetings.
Who you are,
Greetings
radio.
who you are. Family.
Blessed day.
Morning.
Yeah.
Wagwan.
I don't even know how to.
That song real
I tried to
relevant
figure
still,
out,
boy.
yeah, Trinidad Rio.
That tune real relevant still, boy.
That tune. So today, we want to talk about the dependency syndrome in the African/Black community. But we also want to tie it into a whole other set of things, like what we experience and now the things that these so-called politicians saying to us now. Because it pisses me off, eh? When I tell you it pisses me off. But somebody say something in the shop. It's yesterday when they say, well, You can't talk back if you're begging or you're dependent.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that one kind of hit me.
Yeah.
You know, and that is exactly what they did. And of course, this is just my opinion. And you know, the people listening could feel free to call in and give a different idea, opinion, or comment and thing. But I think that they created this dependency syndrome to be able to do exactly what they did in the last week.
Yeah.
And utter the kind of statements that they utter. They are now the people who can do that because the dependency syndrome that they created probably working even better than they anticipated. And the people who started it, it working better than they probably anticipated. And I say to you, what Tyler in on this conversation today because of Tyler age, because of Tyler, parentage. I know he don't have the
You don't know what I mean.
that syndrome now. So you know, when we would talk about certain things, I would honestly like to hear his views and ideas on it now.
Well, yeah.
Because imagine that, boy. A man who is wealthy based on his intellect. He's a lawyer. And to be a successful lawyer, you have to be intelligent in that field. And I want to expressly say it like that. You understand? You have to be intelligent in that field. If no, but no, maybe about that.
Yeah.
And he is a great lawyer. Right?
So they say.
But now we can't take that from him. I ain't trying to take.
I ain't think Giselle go agree with you, but go ahead.
Well, I ain't trying to take. Wait, is just like I just tell you, you're a Messi fan and or they don't like Ronaldo, but you can't take away the fact from him, but he great. Right, you know? That same thing.
He good.
Right.
He good.
Right, you see? Right. And it's the same thing now, in the field that he study and he's working, I consider him a real good person in that field.
Right.
But you come to the political arena, you pop yourself for elections, you got elected. And now you're talking to the people. And it seems like you're buying to the narrative that we see with this present government. Right? Which is they have a kind of talk down, a kind of condescending kind of way that they speak to the citizens of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And you watch a big man. You're watching big men and women.
Hard back.
People working hard.
Yeah.
And scraping together to do things like pay rent and all these kind of things, boy. And you go, watch a man, boy.
You say it though because
And tell a man, go back to coal pot. I just still use coal pot. Like, first thing, mean buying that garbage at all.
You say that?
yeah,
In the conference?
Yeah.
In
the debate.
As a response to debate on the budget. Right? You ever use a coal pot, Tyler?
I don't know what that is. I mean, I can't remember what it is.
Brother, I am not
20-something year old
exposing
man.
them to that.
Right.
We have a barbecue pit. I don't have a freaking coal pot. As a big man.
I
But
use
coal
coal
pot.
pot, right?
Yeah.
Because I tell people my past is my past and I have no problem discussing it, especially when I think it's pertinent. I grew up in poverty.
Right.
And at times we had no gas to cook. And I helping my mother outside light a coal pot to cook. You telling me in 2022.
Now you know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
the Danny Bush already.
Right.
Camping.
Yeah.
In 2022.
Yeah.
A man who is wealthy because of his profession, who is now an elected member of parliament. So he making a kind of money that most of Trinidadians have no access to. With perks, is telling us and expecting us to believe that he still uses a coal pot. And by his logic, therefore, it's all right for we to use coal pot too.
Yeah. What about the next line? He ride into court on a bicycle. Go up the road with that, boy.
But just no.
Go up the road with that.
Anybody ever see this goodly gentleman ride into court?
But nobody don't even see
They
the
don't
man.
see them
They don't even see
outside.
driving.
Right.
They always in a Cadillac or something.
So, you understand?
The newest model too.
Yeah.
Well tinted.
Properly tinted.
Right. But I ain't even going, asking.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever seen this goodly gentleman riding a bicycle?
Why? You're riding according to certain people, but I can't say we riding.
Just now. Or in the days since that statement was made,
Yeah.
has anyone seen him, photograph him, took a video of him riding?
But the man wouldn't even do a selfie, a little something on the gram so we to see.
Yeah, we need proof.
Yeah, we need proof
Yeah,
for
I'm
that
saying
because we
that.
had to lead by example. I'm not taking that.
And his profession deals in proof.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? No, I really trying to be calm about it and have a civilized discussion, right?
Yeah.
But when you could watch me and tell me that, how am I supposed to respond in a civil, intellectual way? Because basically you just tell me I'm an idiot, you know?
Yeah.
That is basically, even though you use none of them kind of words,
Yeah.
and you was singing calm and your body language and seem threatening or nothing, that is basically what you now tell the citizenry. That all these idiots go and use coal pot
And ride bike.
and
But that's a real stupid comment to make as a politician. Like you in that level, like you're up there. You can't be talking down to people. You need to keep a professional.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the problem we
Conduct now.
having. That's the
And
problem
that's
we
exactly
having
what I
because
say.
all ain't even
How I
trying to be
start.
empathetic. There's no sympathy,
I've
no
been
empathy.
saying that since 2020 at the onset of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Every day they come on TV to talk to us. So in the beginning, I used to take them in. And then I listened to the tone,
Yeah.
right? It don't matter to me. Because me, as Orisha Lashe Ogelana Ogunlade, Andre Kester Bernard Lovelace, son of Anne-Marie Lovelace, none of them politicians and them that the people of Trinidad and Tobago elect could talk to me personally and make me feel bad. I telling you that. I standing up with any one of them. Right? None of them can do that. But I understand based on what I hear and you see. And I talk, look Karen here, I talking that since 2020. I like, how are they talking to the country so boy? No, before it was just, the weekly cabinet briefings or whatever. They used to come and talk after the cabinet meetings or whatever. But with the onset of the pandemic is every day you're talking to we know.
Yeah.
So we getting familiar. We starting to see and hear you. You know what? And I started notice this condescending kind of.
That is it.
No, it wasn't there before, But sometimes we might get it once a week, once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Understand?
you're
Or a
really taking
clip
it
of that,
in.
Yes. But then we started to see and hear you every day.
Yeah. So frequently.
Right? And you realize that talking to me in this kind of way, boy, and that's where we come up with the no empathy, because you're telling people stay home and calling people, what is the reason the Prime Minister had used the term as jackass or don't jackass the scene?
Yeah.
Right. And saying all them kind of things, right? But you're failing to take into account that there were people at that time, if they didn't stay inside, they couldn't eat, the children couldn't eat, or bills couldn't pay. Not everybody who was outside was being irresponsible, which we know
Correct.
we have that because that is the part
That's
of
the
the
culture,
mentality of Trinidad and Tobago,
Yeah.
sadly. But not everybody who was outside when they wanted you to be inside was outside to lie and make noise.
Yeah.
They was outside because they needed to be outside to look for food. And so now we see the same condescending kind of, and what we had to realize too, right? You don't have to shout at me and even be loud at me to talk down to me, to be condescending. And I think Trinidadian politicians now getting into that now. Right? So we see that with the goodly gentleman who talk about right to work. You imagine now, eh? And they didn't even quantify it, you didn't even go a little further, you didn't be like, to avoid the congestion in Port of Spain and using up a plenty gas.
Yeah.
Use the parkade
Dog, the man didn't even
Right
try
to your
that.
office.
The man didn't even try.
Which is what some other countries just do, right?
to provide a solution.
Nothing
Make it
like
song
that.
solution oriented
Yeah,
at
that's what I'm
least.
saying to you.
But you know the
Right.
thing too, if everybody was to take him serious, right? And everybody started riding bike, you know they go drop the gas prices because nobody buying gas.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Wow. All right. What do you think about that?
What Sheldon say that? So they check and see what Sheldon now say that.
So just now, I'll go into that, but this is what I was trying to figure out first.
Right.
Trinidad Rio, Back to Basic, was released in 1998.
Wait,
That is over 20 years ago. That is something like if he sing it the day
Yesterday.
after the budget was
Yeah.
read.
Yeah.
That's why I always tell them, boy, we promote so much of our cultures here and talk about consciousness in terms of Jamaican singers. And while I love my reggae and thing, I tell them if we listen to some Calypsonians, there's more consciousness in that than any reggae can get, you know. 1998, the man released that song. Let me see what Mendoza are saying there. Read it out now.
Oh. You have it?
yeah.
Right now.
He said the sad thing about songs like these is that they seem to be timeless because the more things change, is the more things remain the same.
And then further down he said, the sad thing about the statement like those, or statements like those, is that it's quite clear who he is speaking to. And it's not the rich people.
Very well.
Have a
Very,
clip,
very
have
well.
a clip away to play Tyler. Now send it to the studio phone there.
Yeah.
Yeah, just play that clip up the Bluetooth, the volume there and run that. There's this second.
We're going to deal with Mendoza's statement when we come back.
Yeah, there's this second voice note. Not voice note, statement.
Instagram?
Yeah, it's on Instagram. Yeah. You get to play?
So then why is it so hard for us now to sacrifice for the young?
Go ahead, leave it. Nice party. Nice party. No. Go back to the video.
We sit here healthy and strong, looking good, well fed, because somebody else had to sacrifice then so that we can have now. So then why is it so hard for us now to sacrifice for the young children who are coming up?
Member of Parliament for Lupino Bonnier West, Marvin Gonzalez, expressed a similar sentiment as he responded to those criticizing the further reduction in the fuel subsidy.
We may have to call our homes and our families together around a table and say, you know what? We can no longer afford to go to the movies twice a week or 3 times a week. We may not be able to bake ham
Who does do that?
every month or make
Every
macaroni
Monday, man
pie.
say, no.
We may have to cut back because we may have to reapportion some of the scarce resources to other important things. And sometimes our children may scream at us and they might throw themselves into tantrum. And they may even throw shoes at us and break glasses.
Not my
But
child.
that child, that young boy and that young girl
Maybe your spoiled child.
must have no doubt in their minds
I go into all of
that
that.
the decisions of their parents is for their greater good.
Vanessa Cutting, TV6 News.
We sit here
Isaac.
healthy.
On there?
You see why I don't watch Parliament and thing? I don't mash up my TV, but I can't watch them thing, man.
Oh, like, that's no.
A big man up there talking that kind of shit.
Mr.
Boy.
Gonzalez was here?
Yeah, Marvin.
You not talking to Trinidad and Tobago in 2022 with what you know say there. And again, this is what I say to you. Plenty of them can stand up and talk to me.
Yeah,
He had to stand up in a podium when nobody in question him and talk that nonsense he now talk there.
yeah.
You understand? Because you wait, first things first. Who does go to the movies 3 times a week?
Breads, all he do is tell we what he life is like.
Right.
We not living like that.
Who does make ham? Who does boil ham?
Baking ham once a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Christmas thing.
Right?
Like once a year.
Once for most people.
Yeah.
Right? And whose children choose tantrum and what break up glass and thing.
In Trinidad.
Right. Now here what I want to get at with this, right?
Yeah.
If you was saying that to me in the 50s and 60s and 70s when we were just emerging as a nation, especially after 1962, coming out of colonization, and we was just emerging as an independent nation, trying to find our own footing, governing ourselves.
Yeah.
If this was 1963, like, you know, you could have. This is 60 years later, all they spend all kind of money. Why all they didn't sacrifice and not do all them thing? Well, they spend all kind of money to celebrate 60 years of independence. But coming to tell me now.
Or they just show $7 million.
You understand?
$7 million, yeah. To throw that thing in the savannah.
Wow.
$7 million.
No,
you know I could do with $7 million?
We could do a whole lot with it.
Give me one, bro.
Because
Just one.
Of the money that they playing with now. I used to laugh at politicians talking today like 7 million is a little bit of money. But that way he now talk there is not the reality of Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
Cinema. If we want to go so in the nitty-gritty, right? Most people might go cinema. If it was like me, I used to go cinema once a week, a Sunday evening. That was
when it was. How much money for a show?
Yeah, that time was like $15.
Yeah.
No,
and it was 2 shows.
Old enough, just no. Old enough to say no. It was $7. We quarreled when it was $6, and we quarreled when they raised it to $7, and it stayed at $7 for a little while. But that $7, as I say, it's 2 movies you used to see.
Yeah.
Right? But that was my relaxation after a week of working. Here he's telling me now, right? Do not have anything to relax your body. But now we understand psychology. That's what I'm saying to you, Mr. Gonzalez. This is 2022.
Yeah.
We understand that all that work, I mean, they used to say it to us a long time, but now we know how serious it is. All that work and no play
makes Jack a dull boy.
Not just a dull boy, it impacts on you mentally and emotionally.
That's right.
So that's how I used to relax. Because I work in Monday to Saturday. Sunday evening after I done play basketball, I go cinema. Right? You telling me don't do that.
Yeah.
If I work now, I'm working hard, you know, and you see me on work every day, you don't see politicians on work every day. You don't even have access to the person that you vote for every day.
Correct.
You talking about ham, bread.
Lamb,
first things first, it has certain groceries you're going. You mightn't see a ham in May and June.
You're not seeing that till November.
You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah. But you get important that all.
That's how again, how you talking to me, as you say, is based on what? Probably on your lifestyle.
Yeah, that's how he live.
That is not the average Trinidadian lifestyle he talking about there. That is not.
And here was it good. Yeah, well, the whole point of this whole thing that we just do here, this whole exercise, is because the what you call it? Nah, I meet me there. The point of the discussion today is the dependency syndrome, right? But when we ask the question, who is responsible for this syndrome that the country that all they're trying to wean we off of all of a sudden, right? Who responsible for that?
Them.
Thank you. And it's not even them as in the whole government, you know, but the residing party. You understand? The governing party, which is supposed to be the Black Party, is the party that is responsible 1000% for the dependency syndrome that we're experiencing today. Right? Through the father of the nation, creating dotish programs like the URP, where we know as URP today, right? Which is the supposed unemployment relief program. You understand? You create that for scrums, right? Because you know who you're created for. When you flood the nation with all the people from up the islands to come and win the election. Yeah?
We don't like to talk them.
No, we talk any things. We talk any things because me not no time with that shippiness no more, you know. Right? Because me swear no allegiance to nobody. Right? Because we just coming up the car just now day and reading this next. She does look like a squirrel to me. You know them
Brother, I
squirrels
mean
with an
calling
eye on it.
nobody, no nothing. I just talking the talk with them.
Yeah.
Let me read it now. Let me read it.
Read it for them
because-
now. Read it for them. Because this is the part that does aggravate me.
Right.
Check it in the group there.
So, this is
Shamfa,
right. The sports and
community development.
community
Minister.
development. With that kind of attitude, use minister community development. Wow.
Yeah.
Sports and community development minister Shamfa Kojo says the $59,000 telephone bill. You know it's $59,000 telephone bill she racked up because of roaming charges was quote unquote unfortunate. But the country would never forget the wastage of taxpayers' money under the Kamla Prasad Bisasa-led People's Partnership government. No,
I don't care about them.
the people that listening right
That is the
now,
pass.
not just the past, because it have a time for that. We had to deal with that too.
Of course.
But what I'm saying is, we talking about what you doing right now. You racked up $59,000 in roaming charges. Now, as somebody who used to work in a telephone company
That is insane.
and see people come in the same company crying.
Because the
Because
bill is
the
$5,000.
bill is $5,000,
Yeah.
$6,000 for roaming, and they didn't understand it was so expensive.
Yeah.
The charges are not even as high as then, because that was a few years ago, right?
Yeah.
You racked up $59,000 that you don't have to pay. But watching me who have to pay it via my taxes, via the removal of things like the subsidy,
Yeah.
and telling me sacrifice. So let's go on from here with our shippiness now, boy. But I want to stay calm because I watch me. I would love it. But again, that's what I say. We don't have much journalists in Trinidad and Tobago. We have a set of reporters.
We not no journalists in the country.
Because you can't tell me you standing up in a press conference as a reporter from one of them papers that is only put a set a negative thing on the front page. A reporter.
A reporter.
Yeah, that. Because that's what a reporter is, you know.
Yeah.
Somebody vomit. You intake the vomit, and then you go to typewriter or your computer or your speech to whatever program, and you regurgitate where you vomit in there, and then you put it out in the papers. That is it. Because nobody could ask, but how you telling me to ban my belly and sacrifice but your phone bill that I had to pay? You ain't even taking it from your nice salary and pay it.
Yeah.
Take a payment plan like we used to have in the phone company. You ain't even doing that and say, well,
Yeah.
I'll pay it off in 6 months.
Yeah.
Mash up the installments. So
Yeah.
no. The taxpayers of Trinidad and Tobago had to pay that, but to justify it, you are saying that somebody who was in power 7 years ago, them did thief more.
Accountability, right?
That is it for me. I cannot stand it, Breads, because here I was saying to you, Jed, I understand Kamla and them thief, right? That is 7 years ago. Because all they done serve a whole term, them gone. All they done serve a whole entire term. And we 2 years into your second term, and you still trying to tell me about what she do? I don't want to hear that.
And he just spent $7 million on independence.
On independence. $7 million you spent to celebrate independence, but you're telling we to cut back. All you had to cut back, bring down them subsidies. I read in the last the release.
You tell
from
me
the
save
CPO
it for today?
office. Yeah. Partner, $59,000 is 6 months, almost a year salary of certain people who earning $6,000 a month or $5,000 a month. You just use somebody's salary for a year.
And phone calls and data while they was out of the country.
Roaming? So you are no Wi-Fi?
That you don't have to pay for.
You are no Wi-Fi? We ain't staying in the hotel. You can't actually put the thing for the Wi-Fi password and call people on WhatsApp. No. You using your actual phone to call people and thing, and then what we to tell people cut back. I not hearing that. We will cut back where we need to cut back because we have to. But at the same time, all you have to meet we halfway. Lead from the front.
And leading from the front in this case, take your flat salary. Wherever they're getting you. Where's our MP salary, our average salary for MP? I can't remember the figures that we see last night. And government minister $30-something thousand something.
Yeah.
A month?
A month.
A month.
Bear in mind, here we
Minus
say just now,
perks.
the roaming bill she had is almost equivalent to a year's salary for most people.
Yeah.
Because the central bank had said a few months ago, this year, 2022, the average Trinidadian works for $5,000 or less. So 12 fives are 60. So that's a year's salary for somebody who working for $5,000. And it would actually be a year's salary when you take out NIS and health surcharge.
Yeah.
Right? So you talked, all right, I'm going to meet you halfway. How was those conversations that you were having that came up to $59,000 beneficial to Trinidad and Tobago? If all they want we to sacrifice, as Karen just said, lead by example. Tell the Treasury, the Ministry of Finance that is pay all the programs that we have in place in our communities that need funding, our perks money go to that. Because you done gain a salary that you can more than live off of. If we have the majority of people in this country working for $5,000 and less, and your salary is $30-something thousand, the perks, housing, phone, car, and whatever else it is get, that could go to food.
Them could have that and still live normal.
Breads, I show up based on them perks and them, you're even touching your salary.
Shall not say it's food sex.
Boy, oh gosh, boy, it had to be.
Let me see what Brandon's saying here. Dr. Williams did say in his book that he did regret the URP programs that were also called many other names before. The intent was to share the country's new wealth while allowing citizens the ability to live and better themselves with other new programs. All right.
But you see what it... No. I personally, and I leave room to be wrong, I don't believe it had any regrets. I think they knew exactly what they were doing based on other political systems from the world, because the supposed father of the nation was a very...
intelligent man.
Yes, a very, very highly rated historian. Highly rated historian.
Yeah, they say he was brighter than Mousy Tom.
Right? He would have known based on his historical research the effects of some of these kind of things, right?
Yeah.
So I really and truly do accept that is something that he regretted, right?
I regret is one thing, but look at where how we know.
Nobody ever try to change it.
Thank you. Here the next thing. My hand up. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
The next thing.
The floor recognizing you.
The next thing is all you ruling the country for almost forever, you know. Because A&R and them only come in for 5 years?
5 years.
And them get run out in the coup. UNC rule, twice? Once under Pandey.
5 years. And
then 5 under Kamla.
So 10. Out of the 60 years, 45 years you have been in charge of the economy, well-being, health, everything of the country. And you blaming all your failings and shortcomings
on Kamla.
On 15 years.
On 15 years.
Yeah, I don't even want to get an individual name.
Yeah.
Because then that was small. No?
Yeah.
But you blaming all your failures and shortcomings, especially when you see the people start to jam you and tell you, right? You have a district that has never voted anything else. That is...
Not one, many.
No part of the district is more than 10 minutes away from the capital city.
Of the country.
Of the country. That district, in my estimation, is supposed to be where everybody want to live.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the shit that does talk on the most.
Of course.
Right?
That's where all the murders is. That's where all the crime is. That's where all the drugs is. That's where everything is.
Here I saying to you, right? This is how I feel about it. We mentioned this already, I think, on the program.
Go ahead.
If I put up myself for election, it's because I feel like it really make a difference. I am not getting into any form of politics for self-benefit alone. All you hold me to task on that if I ever reach there and all you see that. Make sure that this could come back and haunt me.
Oh.
You understand what I'm saying to you?
For sure.
Right? So you do so now and you put yourself up. These people voted for you 4 times, and I want to use one small figure to go into bigger figures, right?
Right.
So 4 times the people vote for you, but that 4 times mean 20 years, right? So 20 years you have been in the position as a leader of that said community. A position that you are able to make decisions, push legislation, implement programs within the community to improve the community. But that community, we can't sit down today and say, in the 20 years that you have been the elected representative for that community, we can't say that community better. And we are pretty sure you are going to offer yourself up again for another election. And if you do win, that will be 25 years, a quarter of a century.
Yep.
That you, as the person, the people of that district, electing with the hopes of improving the district and whatever. That's what I'm saying. The supposed father of the nation, them know exactly what I was doing. I ain't buying that regret thing. Because that's the style of governance, the style of politics and politics that they implemented from since then.
Yeah.
Because we like to talk the niceties, you know, and we like to talk what we hear about this and what we hear about that, and based on some of the circles and some of the elders, I was a wrong and thing. Me, I hear plenty real negative things about the supposed father of the nation. Of course, all that is play is the thing. With it. But you bring up a name just now, and I wanted to say this, right? When we look at other countries, the person who they regard as the father of the nation or the mother of the nation, if it's a woman.
No, it's a man.
No. What I say?
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
If it's a woman that, you know,
right.
Because we have had some great women in.
Oh,
in
for
history,
sure, for sure.
right? They are revered, and most times they are revered by the whole country, no matter the politics that you support. Yeah. But you realize that's not so in Trinidad. The supposed father of the nation, or the so-called father of the nation, is only revered by people who belong to the party that he created. Tyler, if you hear the so-called father of the nation voice now, you think you know it?
No.
If you hear a statement and they ask you who is that, you might know, well, this is a statement from that individual. Why?
Yeah.
This great man that led us to independence, that's supposed to be part of our social studies.
Brother, the only thing they have is pictures.
Right. And again, it's because that was the style of politics tied in. And I want to tie back all of that to the dependency, you know, because you know what you was creating when you focus and force these communities, when you built all these plannings all over the place. When we really look at it, plannings is not Trinidad thing, you know.
No.
Oh, no, we know it's something we import, right?
Yeah.
We know that. But if you really, really look at it the way we just live, plannings is not Trinidad thing. But all of that was to help foster the dependency syndrome.
That's right.
Because when you build the plannings and you estimate it would have about 500 people to live in it, that is possibly 500 votes for you.
Correct.
Because look where most plannings is in Trinidad and Tobago, and tell me if that wasn't an actual plan as it suggests in the name plannings. It has certain communities you go, you will never see a plannings.
Correct. Look, Sheldon say that's why they don't campaign in rich areas.
They can't.
Yeah.
Them don't want to hear that.
What do you mean?
Yeah, sir.
You come to take my money, but go from here.
On top of that, the in the rich areas, they don't go to them. Go to them.
That's right.
The rich go to them and say, hey,
this is what you need to do.
This really study man here.
Yeah. This is what you need to do.
And once we could guarantee us that, we'll get behind you.
Yeah.
And it is never loud.
Correct.
It is never, die my father! and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You would never see them in a color jersey or shirt
never.
that represents the party, even though they're benefiting. And
correct.
But
and that's why I want campaign financing to stop.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Because anytime they cut out that, you cut off the head of the beast. Because no matter who come in, and that's why I dip my foot in the pool, you know, and I say, why going on chatting? Because my brethren say, Karen, that's the way for we to make change. I say, all right, no problem. I said, but I'm going to look in the camera. I said, I'm going to warn you. I is not no yes man. Right? I said, and I am not one of them people who you're going and try to pull no wool over my eye and tell me look the next way. And then you're coming to push anything in my hand or my pocket. I'm not going through that. So, with all of that said, I dip my foot, wherever. When I realize I started object and I started get resistance and thing, yeah, I started telling me, well, Karen, you know, it have a way. It have a way. You have to do things. Right? You can't operate like that. And you can't always be brazen like that. And you can't always be this and you can't always be that. So I saying, so you basically telling me that I had to get permission from you to object. And when I object, you had to tell me how to respond. You understand? And that was the beginning of the end for me. And I say, well, that is that. I go to find our next way to help, you know. Because if that is the only way for me to help, I good. I good.
And why does Watch Boy? It have a religious organization, an international religious organization, that when you meet them, when you meet members of the organization, most of them say the same thing.
What is that?
Right? No, meaning, so the three of us would meet members of that organization at different points in the same day, but you might meet one in Arima, I might meet one in Sawa, you might meet one in Tong.
Right.
And they all say the same thing there, right? Because they're all been
from the same book.
Exactly, they all been taught and programmed from the same place, right? And I start to realize, like, you know, the more you converse with people who either involved in the politics or are wrong it,
all of them the song the same.
be like, yo, because one of the problems I have with politicians today is never I hear any, you know, I never studied, so you know, I'm gonna go and talk and I'm gonna go and think on this. It's never that sense, you know. As you start and bring up some of the topics we bring up here, is always a defense mode.
They will never say they're wrong.
Always a defense mode. How? Yo, you know, as I tell you, my biggest gross in our budget. You know my biggest gross? You see the fact that they remove the ability for a senior citizen of the Republic to just show their ID that shows their age and board the boat and go to Tobago. And now that person had to buy a ticket. What problem with that?
Them getting on like if every day all the old people is just go and jump on the boat and go to Tobago. And full the boat.
So this is why I ask.
So they ain't making no money.
Here why I ask,
But
right?
even self, them getting pension from the government, they just basically getting them back the money now.
Exactly.
This is, but
That
this
is real
is
shit.
this is why I ask them.
Yeah.
Since all of this want to be, you know, because you know me, I let's talk it plain. I only have a secondary school education. I am a proud past pupil of Success Lab until composite school.
Never secondary.
Right? So there's my simple question. Where's the data that shows, without question, that the amount of elderly people that traveling monthly on the boat to go to Tobago affecting the profitability of the company that runs the ferry service? So that why I want that data to show is that so much elderly people over 65 who traveling for free, there's be on that boat every day going to Tobago, it can't make money because it does not enough seats for paying customers. Yo, the man who read out our budget, he don't like nobody. That all they could say what they want or nothing. That is the man who sit down. I
laugh one time now.
I raised it, never had nobody in riots. I don't know why I go back again and raise it. So here what I want to ask him, right, Smiley? The money that the government would be saving by not having to pay the subsidy, where's that money? How much money exactly did you save by the price that you raised, and what was done with that money? How come we ain't hear about that in the budget? Because you remove a certain amount of the subsidy for the last budget.
Yeah.
So we have a 12-month span of you having increased
Income.
not just the income, but money that you don't have to put out so it could go somewhere else.
Yeah.
How come we ain't hear nothing about that in the budget? I don't know if I miss it.
It didn't.
And what is the forecast money to get out of the removal of that subsidy this year? And what they're going to do with that money? We need nothing more that, boy. You telling me, and again, sometimes I question the people that these so-called media houses is bringing on. Me and nobody asks that question. Now, granted, I ain't listened to much out there, so I could have missed it. I could have really missed it. But me and nobody asks that to me. That would be a headline question. Right? Just like this morning, I had to train this. I had to ask one of the so-called daily newspapers of the country. So it don't have nothing positive going on in Trinidad and Tobago. And I had to ask them, of course, we know they will never respond. It don't have nothing positive going on in Trinidad and Tobago that at least one day for the week, the front page of the papers could be plastered with something positive. Every day is murder, the bacchanal with politics or some bacchanal with something. That's the only thing that could be plastered on the front page of our national newspapers.
Look, Matic say he did say that the money was saved. Yeah, we know. But he didn't tell we it used for. What are they doing with it?
So is it that, all right, so Matic say it was saved. Is it
Yes.
that it went into the Heritage and Stabilization
Well, I
Fund?
hope it had to be that.
If it did, how much exactly went in the process of touching the Heritage? Did they touch the Heritage and Stabilization Fund within the last financial year? How much they use? Did
They tell me all that. They tell me all that with the COVID, pandemic and the pandemic.
in this
and
budget,
thing.
they talk it
No,
again.
no.
That's what I'm saying. I know they talk that from the last budget.
Yeah.
Right? In this budget, if it was saved,
Yeah.
how much was saved? What did it have to be used within the last year? How much was used? That's what I want to know. So I don't know problem if it's saved, you know. Right? Hopefully, it will come back to the citizens of the country.
Hopefully. Huh?
You understand?
It's a big hope.
The man basically let me know that come hell or high water, everything go and go up, and we just had a fight up.
And that is what it is. Because you don't hear, I think it's carnage taxis done raising the fare already next
And
week.
sugar
Coming
us.
next week. But these fares just raised a few months ago.
Yeah. No, but then they go say that is public transport. That is not public transport.
It's
These
not.
are privately
One of
owned
them-
taxis.
One of them say
making
what?
a decision.
One of them say what? The buses just run on time. Madam Minister, when was the last time you come out your house and
And
one wait
stand up
for a
and wait
bus?
on a bus.
Or when was the last time you walk in City Gate, not with your entourage as the minister, you just walk in City Gate to get a bus to go somewhere.
Yeah.
I
And
know-
they stop plenty of the buses. Remember, it had a bus used to go over.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the last time I see a bus going up there. But then you want to tell people about public transportation.
That's
The
what I'm
public
saying,
transportation
boy.
system is not working. But let me tell you this. You see, the topic is dependency syndrome. Apparently, only the populace has to make a sacrifice. Oh, yes, I did.
I agree. But Matik's now saying, I think he did say the amount, but they never did tell us
What it
what
was
it was
used
used for. And that a big part of it.
Yeah.
I would like to hear the amount.
I
I
would
really
love
didn't
to.
hear that, Matix.
I would love to.
And I would
Anybody
love
have
to
it,
hear-
or they could send it in the chat there, please.
Yeah, and I would like to hear what it used for.
Because I know Brandon here, and Brandon taking the budget whole and soul. This dependency syndrome so deep that when you look at the way in which they does campaign and after the campaign and when they win the election and all them kind of thing, right? Look, Jay saying the coaches run on time. All right, cool. I don't know how often and
Yeah, that
how
'cause I,
frequent it passing, but all right.
December, I used the coach at the side. I'm going to take my daughter on the coach. Like go Sando. They not on time for we had 2 delays.
Yeah. Right. So when you look at the way they campaign and thing and who they campaigning to, as somebody rightfully said just now, they don't campaign in the rich areas. They don't go walking, talking to nobody, walking by the door to ask where you need and how things going and rub your baby head and all that thing, right? They just only do that in the not even middle class.
No.
Low income areas,
Yeah.
depressed areas, poor areas is where they just go. And you know why that is? Because they see themselves as the beacon of hope to these people. You understand? Where they Oh, Brandon, sorry. The question was, where the money boy from the subsidy? Where the money? What they do with it?
How much it was
How
exactly?
much it was? What they
And
put
what
it?
it was used for, yeah.
Is it in our RBC collecting a 2% interest rate? Is it in the Heritage and Stabilization Fund in the Central Bank? Where the money?
Hey, Mr. Davison, you say, I never knew that what was URP. That was what
URP
URP
stands for. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So the campaign, and I started to notice it more and more when I started dip my foot in the pond.
Hey, but you saying that, and I seen it and should go ahead.
No, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Because when me and them get with the other day, right? And the counselor, I tell you, the counselor ain't even want to press my bell. Because when I leave the group, everybody feel what it is I had to say. You understand? Because I was part of the party group, and I tell you, I was in it. I was about calf deep. I didn't go too deep. Right? I just wet my foot. And I realized the garbage that it is. And I said, boy, you see me, let me get out of here. Because the problem, which was what Miss God, I don't know if I should question him.
No,
Moms, who was in the shop with us yesterday,
Great.
right?
Yes.
She said to us yesterday, she said, it's not that we don't have people who willing to get involved, you know.
Yeah.
She said, but there is a fear that comes with that involvement where they feel as though they will be compromised. Their whole aura, all their beliefs, their morals, everything, their moral code will be violated when they join and they become part of it. Because imagine you, Tyler is 21. I was there, right? Real gung ho. Boy, I could change this, I could do that. I want to get involved in everything. Because that's how my mother raised me. And my aunt, Karen, go and join the youth group. Karen, get involved in this. Karen, get involved in the church. Karen, do this, do that, do the next. Because they saw in my personality the ability to make a difference now. And I love it, because the more they enrich it is the more fiery I get. Now that I is 41, almost twice the age, you could imagine how bitter it is. So,
but that bitterness come with real experience and real intelligence now.
Correct, because I went through plenty things. I was involved in so many things on so many levels that when I step away from it now and I look, I like, but wait now. 10 years later, them thing ain't even move one step forward, right? You're talking about sport and community and thing, and you want to talk about Isaiah, you want to talk about the changes required in the community to make these so-called depressed communities better and eliminate crime and them kind of thing, but all in not even taking time to make sure that the people who under all they run anything properly. I remember when I was going to school, I used to play pan with Success.
Right.
But while I playing pan with Success, I playing pan with Tokyo, I playing pan with Harmonites, I playing pan with Song Specialists. Right? And then I leave there, I went Exodus. I leave Exodus, I went Invaders, and that is where I bury my neighbor. But what I'm saying is, there were so many cultural events that used to take place around the steel pan. I ain't even reaching sports. Yeah, school panorama. Now we just deal from secondary school, right? Yeah, school panorama, which is every year. You have school festival, which is every 2 years.
Okay.
Right? They used to have that around, I think it was around September, coming down to November day.
Right.
They used to have the school festival where all the schools used to enter. Panorama is one piece, 10 minutes. But festival now is 3 songs. You have the test piece, which is the piece they give everybody to play the same song. Everybody had to play the same song. Then they give you a classical piece and your tuner choice. 3 songs you have to play. It's about 25 minutes of music to half an hour of music. My brother, when you touch down in the Gene Pier complex for that, you reach in there about 5 o'clock in the evening and you're not leaving it till 2 in the morning.
Yeah, that next day.
Because there's real pan.
Yeah.
And there's so much pan that is days. For the prelims, it's days of pan. So when I was at 11-year-old, 12-year-old, and I involved in them kind of thing, me not no time to raise my head to study weed, drugs, gun, badness, nothing. And I could tell all later real people from Success who was supposed problems, who was involved in pan, and pan used to distract them from that.
Yeah.
Right? But all you have a ministry designated to culture, right? But Pan Trinbago failing. Pan Trinbago is failing because all your politic in the thing. Because all you only putting people who all you feel, all your friend could run the. Let me put this one now. She might think, let me put she might run it nice. Yo, how you putting people in these things who do have no history in the thing?
Yeah. And that is a problem I've had with politics for a very, very long time. Right? You is the minister of sport. But you was never involved in sports. He's the minister community development. But the community you from, you wasn't involved in something in that community. You know, some kind of base now. And that for me is a real big problem because it's take away from the effectiveness of you doing your job.
Correct. But the annoying thing is, bro, that the dependency so sound. But you see, I realize now the younger generation now, like them, Thailand, them youngsters and them, them not taking that because you can't change them up. First of all, you can't campaign to them because them ain't standing up by no road for you to pass and talk to them. And then when you come and they say, good day, daddy, somebody outside. Them ain't even saying, let me stand up and hear what whoever council had to say. You know what I mean? Them ain't even reaching there. Daddy, look, mommy, somebody outside told you there. And we'll go out and give them a 2 minutes. But the fact of the matter is, all you only campaigning to the poor people because all you feel that the poor people, all you know the poor people dependent on all you for certain things. You understand? So you will always be dangling that carrot in front of their face. But let the poor people wake up now, boy. And just realize that if you turn your eyes away from them and you raise your head, you will realize that the possibilities there. The possibilities there. Because I looking at somewhere I driving through, boy. And I looking at the community. And I saying, but this morning, I coming up the back road to drop my son by my mother. And I passing Erica's street corner. It have a Chinese grocery on the corner there. A Chinese bar. Right? We used to be Teloki's bar a long time. And I see a Porsche Macan. Nobody in questioning if them doing drugs. Nobody in questioning what them doing.
What if me and you driving it?
But in we own community, if Andre pass driving that.
What? He stopped sell jersey and t-shirt?
Yeah, boy. I wonder what he doing now, boy.
But yeah, what we do?
Yeah.
What we take our break?
Yeah.
Cause we had to come back and see Christopher jumping.
Yeah.
Blessings, brother.
Yeah, call if you have to call it on.
Yeah,
What
right.
happened?
Hit them the you can either finish that or hit them the day Kamla.
Go with the day Kamla, boy. Don't get them that next one. We got to leave that for last. Alright, guys, so we're gonna take a little break there, drink some water, we come back.
Yeah.
Mind all the business.
Yeah, dear Kamla, you said vote for change, but now you're coming for what doing the same damn thing. You take my tax money without a whisper and then spend it all on your sister like your feeler is a fool who ain't go to school. And no corruption is the golden rule, and that's why you brave will never get told, and that's why the airport case gone cold, and that's why Ish never gets sent to the US. Cause that's your friend, sponsor the campaign, that's your dog for life. So men like me, go get the knife. I know a black, I don't think it is a racist, but maybe somehow you might have favorites. Some people say that you change the board, and certain race does get the sword. Now that sound weird, so I never believe them, but I getting confused. Tell me what to believe then, what to retrieve then. Facts are so deceiving, how these plots on your life does happen so frequent and happen at the time of a pressing issue. This is just small talk, I don't mean to diss you. I had your back up to the plans for the laptop, gave it the benefit. Clico was the backdrop, they hit me slap chop, cause many never see pennies that they say slave brave. You wish they never get any. Try to get a court order, some judge brought order. Men get allowance like them is your daughter. And crime would be dead by the curfew. That's why you imply contrary to the worldview. I defend for a while on the virtue. Some kind of plan would have pulled through. But I was bull, not the red one sorrel. It really was thinking about the guns in the barrel. Trinidad real nice, so it's best I stay. No degree, but I in charge of the SIA. Imagine that Rishma, good name, get trade for a favor. No fault that she own, but she never get to save her. The good luck she thought life gave her. Bitter pill with a butternut flavor. I know she on the ground head low with her name change. How you dread so and she get let go. Cause you never know anything. You drop the axe like a boss for Mary King. Where Mary go, lamb supposed to follow. But you was a wolf, right? So she gets swallowed. She's too big, so I'm not sorry. I'm more worried about the money in the treasury. That you say low but leisurely. MPs getting raised, Porsches getting linked, Marshall getting paid. And for me, you're saying fear not. You're playing one side like fair and haircuts. Dear Kamala, I hope you read this. You'll see it as a diss cause I is the realest. And not on your case cause you're lacking a penis. Some people fool but I is a genius. I invest in reality, Ryan's secrets. You say keep it real but you're keeping secrets. Dear Kamala, spill the beans. Let me hear the good and the bad between. I was mad between when I hear how you had the scene with your sis on the trip spending cream. I want you to get fired, I would bring the gasoline. 800,000, no that's a dream. In your trip, the government pay for it. Ha, you had to be drinking, easy on the straight forest. You had to be thinking, face just lack knowledge. Never that, but men just lack courage. And I some more to say, right? Yeah, men spinning like the helicopter that you're taking, faking that the traffic making you spend off fuel money. You're so cruel, honey. Thousands on the shoes could be your own, but so much people hungry. Touch sprang along if you ain't feeling funny. If not, bravo, no walk like you're seeing Johnny. You had the COP, bummy from what you do. They eat your words, no PP is too.
What? By another tunnel, yes? Rasclat.
Yeah. Well, boy, face. I'll say it again, eh? We need an updated version of that track
this tune, yeah,
to reflect the politics of the day. Yeah, we need a dear PM for the person who is PM today. Yeah.
You can teach Gemma on the chat, man. Greetings, Auntie Gemma.
I see we have some people here. Yeah.
Wait, our voice not?
Nah, I didn't say you.
Oh, all right.
Right.
I ain't seen the number, man.
See Kyle.
Yeah, to the chat. The number, I pin it.
Oh, you pin it already?
No, you pin it. You had to pin it.
I ain't seen that.
You ain't seen my comment there, black to black?
No.
It might be in reach up yet. Nah, you're going to it low down to the bottom.
Ole see that tune, ole look for that tune and take it in again, boy.
What tune is that?
That day, Kamala, that was a hip hop version of the Rio we start with. You know? Yeah.
A brand new comment.
Yeah, now call it.
Yeah, now call. Answer from the phone. Greetings, caller.
Greetings.
Check the Bluetooth on your phone. The call. Yeah.
Greetings.
You hear me?
Yeah,
we hear you know. We hear you know.
Right, nice. So here how the genesis of our politics happened there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? When the
We getting some feedback in the back.
when people started to say, well, we need to get this, we need to get that, and started to force on the white, on the French Creole and the little English whites on them. You know what it did? They say, here we're going on. Let me put somebody like them, right? So that they will go to them. So you put now Eric will on them up in front, right? So when it is come now and you want change and you want bomb that road, you want this, you say, well, hey, talk to this man here. And we go and you start to talk to Eric William and you're practicing. So you have rivalry against your own. right? But they were also told, here what happening, you see here, and they, and like the West and these places, and these little contracts and these little things, we will still control this, right? But this is what you need to do for these people. So when you start to come on, you go and you march up by the Red House, and you start to bang on the door, right? They were telling you, no, it's not us. Speak to Mr. Williams, right? And you channel all the energy against us.
Right.
And they were still in the background, collecting all the kickbacks,
even up to this
all the nice buildings, all the things, right? Because that is what it was fashioned to do. You understand? And as Andrew said, up to this day, that is exactly what is going on. You understand? That is exactly what is going on. So you feel when it is we talking about the 1% and the 1%, you know what they're doing? They're channeling it right back to the government of the day. Because why? The government of the day is like us. So what they're telling me is them who are all in this position and in this stage. You hear what? Talk to them. You understand?
Thank you, Chris.
So that is what it is. Right?
All right.
And I mean, we failing, but as I told you last night, they need to understand this as a business. If they don't know that this is like a business, then half of them who trying to run the thing will run it to the ground. Bless them things.
All right.
Yes.
Jump off
See you
of
later.
it.
You're not more that playing in a bit.
Now, Christopher say some things there that the die-hard party politics followers cannot swallow.
Yeah.
It's too big to go down the throat.
Yeah. It can't fit in them
It will
out.
choke them, right? Because it's not the first time I've heard that. And I've heard that from some very neutral people who not into the party politics at all. Men who is 70 years old and still working on the ground.
Yeah.
Meaning they in the community doing stuff. I've heard that from them, that the so-called father of the nation didn't want to be a liberator. That is just what it turned out into based on where he was put. You understand? Them brothers and them was really to keep the status quo.
But we know he wasn't one liberator because when men like Kwame Ture and them step up, you ban the man from the country.
Them brothers and them like dog.
You're cutting off man afro and thing, pulling out man out the bus and cutting off the dread and
thing happen. I just tell people, you know, something that we don't take into consideration in numbers, right? Trinidad and Tobago became an independent country in 1962 under the leadership of a supposed black man, right? By a well-diverse political entity, but made up mostly of black people. And a mere 8 years later, 1970 happened, the Black Power Revolution. What that's saying for the black people that was running the country at the time?
Exactly.
That means that what Christopher just say, we had to listen to it.
It have merit.
We had to listen to it.
It have merit.
1970 Black Power Revolution of Trinidad and Tobago happened just 8 years after we became an independent nation.
Correct.
Right? And again, that was now even independence wasn't even an original idea. It was an idea copied from what we are seeing, but I want to read a comment here because I've said this of previous governments. Right?
Big up Isaiah and the Costa team. Thank you all very much for tuning in. And we hope we bring in some vibes in the place.
Goodness. Brandon Coffey said, the pandemic opened many persons' eyes, yet yes, to not depend on the government. To maintain, right? To maintain, and you saw the ingenuity of the people, which is, we rarely talk about that.
Correct.
Right? Now to re-establish dominance.
Let's create more
chaos and swooping to save the day. And I have said this of the previous government.
Yeah.
And
the Kanye effect.
It have Facebook posts and things to go back and show that years ago I saying this. Their style of rule was via chaos. While you watching that and all you seen is chaos, I started to see methods to the chaos. And it looked like this government pick it up. Right? So it's 1 minute you focus on this piece of chaos. But while you focus on that, other things happening. you distracted from looking at. And then as this one started I don't want 9 years, this one here, right? But nothing ain't changing. When it relates to the dependency syndrome, Karen and I real talk during the pandemic about how good it was to see so much of us doing businesses.
Yeah.
Right? That's why I tell people it hot me. It hot me. That so much little people open up businesses selling food during the pandemic, and we was real patronizing, boy. It hot me. When the chicken company open and I see a line by 6th Avenue, when I tell you it hurt me all in
your belly.
Watch me now, a rumble in my belly. It's like all that talk, boy. So now they post 800 and some. They say they don't make 800 and something $million. That is nearly $1 billion. And still 3 more months to go. And I still tell you that I do agree to a statement made there yesterday in the shop now. But the person was leaving about the business model and you can't get more. A company telling you that they're on course to make almost $1 billion in sales in a small territory like Trinidad and Tobago. And this is a conglomerate. Of course, you could buy a franchise. And it's the people that own the franchise in Trinidad, they own one outlet, like how we see on certain things where you could buy an outlet. No, they own all exclusive. All the outlets. All. Right? And you already made 800 and something $1 million in sales. I still ask the question, how is it working for that company is considered a very low-end job? How? But I can't help but that line, how Brandon Coffee put out, you know, we did a whole lot of things for ourselves during the pandemic.
You had to make ends meet.
And I remember, as I say, we had to. As always remember the Tulsa riots, what was called the Black Wall Street. Ever hear about that? In Tulsa, Oklahoma, in America.
Yeah.
In the 1920s and 30s. Sheldon Mendoza will give my exact date there. Right? One of the most successful black communities of all times. Simply because we had to do for self. The white people didn't want we come in their side of town and do no kind of business, so we started to do it for ourselves. And what has happened? You know what happened? We started we had our own transport company, we own feeding company, we own hospitals, we own schools, everything. And you know what they do?
They bomb it.
They bomb it and burn it down. And that's why I tell people, boy, integration was the worst thing to ever happen to black people. And of course, it has started in America, but the world usually follows what America does. Martin Luther King, in my humble opinion, was absolutely wrong about integration, because when we had to do for ourselves and when we had to support self and kind, we had much more. Right? And we didn't have all these things like projects and plannings and things. We still had houses. It might have been meek, but we would not stay so. Yeah? And now we fall back into dependency, because now even in that country, there are the projects, welfare and everything. People make a living off of that. Off of that dependency, you know. A living. They ain't working no way, no nothing.
Yeah.
And we in here, we did some of those things here. You know? Now, I personally believe one of the roles of the governments is to help people, the people of the country. Not put them in a dependent state.
Right.
But actually to help, because there are people who cannot help themselves. That's just the reality. So when I hear the Prime Minister saying, oh, they look into the government for this and only look into the government for that, right? But then you needed a operation, and you left the shores of Trinidad and Tobago on taxpayers' money to go and have your health seen about.
By them ain't even fixing the teeth here, boy.
Right? But that is you depending on the government.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is you dependent on the government.
Yes.
And that is what the government, in my estimation, that's what the government is for.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? I thought I elected you to see about the affairs of the country and help in every way possible. That is what I thought, you know. And so that's why I started to ask. About 2 weeks I was asking that, like, what is the purpose of a politician? Because a politician told us we expect too much of them and we don't know what is their job.
Yeah.
Now, when I asked, well, what is your job? He said it's not his responsibility to tell me that. To teach me
What?
or to educate me on it. You understand?
I can't hear them people, huh?
No, so that's why I keep asking, you know, what is a politician's job?
Yeah.
So I hire you. I am your boss. If we go by that narrative, 2 years into doing the job that I hire, I get a contract for 5 years. 2 years into it, I am not satisfied because you're going away and you spend $59,000 on phone calls and internet, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to fire you. How can I fire you? If I can't fire you right now, how do we go about as the citizens of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago to forcing constitutional reform and actually having a say in it? So that after I elect Karen, you talk all that talk. All right, I like how you're singing, Mr. Hindman.
Yeah.
We get you a chance. But 2 years in, you realize you only feeding your family. All of a sudden, Tyler don't work again. Tyler had 3 companies.
Yeah.
Tyler 2 best friends had 2 other companies on
Yeah.
his real contract.
Yeah.
You understand? So we want to get rid of you too. How do we go about these things?
Right.
But that is why I say all of them, from either side of the divide, government and opposition, will only talk constitutional reform.
Yeah, they will never make a change.
Right?
Never.
But if we do actually get into constitutional reform, I want us as the citizens to be able to have a say in it. Not a say as in going to a town meeting and come on a mic and talk. You know?
No.
Nah. I want we to be able to send in our recommendations. And we have a vote on which recommendations that they're going to take and actually implement. Because you can't tell me. I work in for a company. The company send me on a training in New York.
Right.
Give me a company phone. I use the company phone and make all kind of calls. When they go back, the bill is $59,000. And that company can either say, well, we taking that $59,000 out your salary.
Yeah.
Or
Out your
if you ain't
salary.
paying it, we firing you.
Correct.
That's
Correct.
craziness. And again, all of that goes back to the dependency syndrome.
Yeah.
Because it was taught to us. Said and unsaid, eh? For so long as you elect we, that is the be all and end all. Wherever
Till
we
next
do,
5 years.
yeah, wherever we do, you have to take.
You gotta take that.
Because a man who reading your budget for you, which is one of the more important jobs within the government, I think. Sit down on a nice big chair. I watch everything around them, you know. He didn't sit down on a chair like this, you know, a nice big chair. And care boy, the man didn't even do this behind closed doors with here, wealthy bodies, you know. Just to show you what a thinker we, you know. I will never leave that alone.
Yeah.
I will never leave that alone.
Can't.
The man ain't talk that talk behind a closed door and somebody secretly record him like what did they do Donald Sterling.
Yeah.
You understand? The man on a live program.
Yeah. Yeah.
Suit Crips.
Well, you know, I raised it once and they didn't riot.
They didn't riot.
I raised it again. I went back to Parliament and I raised it again and they didn't riot.
And then I went back in January.
And then I went back in January and I did it again and they didn't riot. So.
And who knows for the budget,
I might do it again.
You understand?
Utter disrespect.
Disrespect. But disrespect in a different kind of way. We could have a disrespect like F you, and that's the end of the disrespect, right? This disrespect here is a continuous disrespect.
Yeah. That's like you're walking on your wife with an ex man and the man and him stop.
Yeah.
Man said just now the big man. Just now the man when they are almost done. What?
You understand?
What? What kind of? But that's what it is. That's how it feel.
Yeah.
Because you basically say that to we, and it's like, we can't do nothing about it. You
And
understand?
that's crazy too, because ironically, we supposed to have the power, remember? I now say we taxes paying them.
Correct. But look, Sheldon say it here. The thing about this dependency syndrome is that you are not depending on the government. You are paying them to do a job.
Well, look at that.
Then he say that's like me buying a t-shirt that you said you will deliver, and then you saying I depending on you to deliver it. Why I don't come for it myself? Sheldon, there's already plenty of that going on right now, my brother.
See, tell me, all the look up if all they never hear about the Tulsa race riots May 31st, 1921. It's a little heartbreaking, but
it go hurt you. It go hurt you. Because ultimately, what I do, and you have to be careful watching it because it could really send the wrong message to you too, depending on how you perceive it. Because for me, when I watch it, I get real angry.
Yeah.
But it didn't discourage me from doing anything. For some people, they will look at it and say, wait, boy, so anytime we rise up, they go kill we, boy?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That is what you could do up here.
Even this discussion here, I know people who have plenty to say, like good inputs, good ideas and things.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even put a comment on this here because they have that fear. And I understand
of retribution.
That somebody go do them something. Imagine we living in a world and a time and a place like that now where we simply talking about what's going on, not speculating or nothing, talking about what's going on.
Yeah, people want to cancel you.
Yeah.
Look, come on, say it here. Kyle said it's sad that we have not taken the lessons learned from our experience in the height of the pandemic. We were more self-dependent and innovative, and now we've reverted to business as usual, as it was pre-pandemic. I agree with that 1,000%.
Of course.
And it's very aggravating too because, as my brother here was saying just now, with regards to the food, some of the food places that we discover,
boy,
during that pandemic.
We discover a few,
Ooh, boy. But then you see what happened is now, it's business as usual. Everything open back up. So now everybody going back supporting the big names and forgetting about the small man.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, I remember that chicken and chips when I was 11 in Harmonite's Panyard next door. When I get the chicken, pal, I used to buy a tie by itself in the bag. Right? Them days it was $10 a piece of chicken by itself. Actually, it was $8. The tie big so, that's the first thing. I used to share it with my cousin Natty. Some nights I go buy, some nights she go buy. And when we real stunting, we go buy one piece and fries. Right? And it had when you peel the chicken, the crisp off the chicken, it used to have a seasoning between the chicken and the skin. You don't even see that now. It's like they're putting it in the oil. So you ain't even get any full flavor in the chicken now, boy. And I'm saying, I will continue to buy that. And when all you're raising it, all you're ill-treating all your workers, and I go down and say, yeah, boy, take my money.
Yeah.
You're crazy. I go in by auntie and them money me. Hey, big up aunties. They are one in Lavantil, one in Barataria.
Yeah.
That is chicken and chips.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you know, it's had a little hiccups every now and again. We vex with all you, but at the same time, all you keep up the good work. We're glad to see all you.
I ain't got no bad
taste in food.
At all. Yeah.
And there's plenty
food. Real justice.
What I want to
black owned business.
raise though.
Yeah, we had to go and see if we could get some sponsorship from them. I don't know. I vex with she still because she get me hooked on them wings.
We will cut out this little clip and send it for share that we school friend.
Yeah.
Karen only telling me, boy, Tanya, this place I look out and I get some a day, boy. I order some, Karen link it. What it was, boy, Jack.
The Hennessy wings.
The Hennessy wings.
Yeah.
Tanya, you do we are injustice. Better I didn't eat that at all. Because then I would not know it tastes so good. And then Tanya, there's this out here, boy.
Yeah, boy, she ran out of the way.
But the idea of what Kyle's saying now, you know, we were doing so much. Imagine we was already on that heading.
Yeah.
And it was actually fun during the pandemic to go and look for
new places now. Yeah. And it was nice because ultimately when men like Midas and them, listen, there is no gourmet burger in Trinidad. I put my head on our block for that. That is better than Midas hand touch burgers. hamburgers. Sorry, not hand touch. Midas touch hamburgers on the lady on the lookout. Right? Go up there, call we name, say Karen send me, Andre send me, and Black to Black send me. Because the man, when we was doing them thing, we used to send people to the point where the man come out with a little, what was the name of the card? The loyalty card. Where you buy 10 burgers and you get one free.
That is a real performance,
right? But now with the pressure that everybody under, with the prices of food going up and thing, you had to compromise quality to stay open. And it's unfair.
All of that now tie back into the reading of the budget.
Yeah.
You remove all of that. No. You remove it. Let me try and meet halfway now. Let me have a discussion. You remove it.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do anything?
Caller.
Good day, good day.
Hi, hello?
Yes,
Hi.
good day.
Hi, good day. Is this the live radio?
It is.
It is. You are live on Black to Black.
Oh, Lord. I'm trying to get information. Oh, Lord.
What's the information you need to get?
Well, I can't say live on air now. Oh,
Okay, well,
God.
you could text us. Text us
Send
on
us a
466 4OUR or 4687.
The same number that you called.
4687. Okay, then.
Yeah, 466 4687.
Okay,
All right?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. There's Auntie Gemma saying here, so true how many children open small businesses like, hey, listen to me. You see this? Selling soccer bag, bonnets, picking fruits and selling, and they still continue their businesses while at school now. Salute to all the parents who encouraging their children in commerce. Do it, please. Because at the end of the day, we can't be sending them to school alone and just teaching them to regurgitate.
Yeah. X plus Y equals Z, and then most of we never use that.
And them children and them real good, you know.
Yeah.
Uncle Robin have on these days, she's make a cake. And anytime somebody have a birthday, we be getting cake from she, the cake. Big so. And it tasted real good.
Serious.
But she's about 13 or 14.
Making cake.
The daughter making brand bracelet. She went in a market the other day selling the bracelet.
Yeah,
and
see Auntie Ritz, I put it up.
Yeah. Real performance with them.
No, it's so funny that Christopher comment before that person. He say, but we ourselves just bash these small businesses and post them up and still running by the big ones with their.
And you can't bash them.
Yeah.
You can't bash them because them ain't even listening to you.
But Christopher had bring something to we attention some months ago in relations to what Miss Gemma Thompson said. Christopher said, you ever notice when you go in school with business, they try to stop you?
Yeah.
Confiscating it and thing.
Yeah.
Why, boy?
I had a little youth man customer of mine. Well, he go in secondary school now, but he was going primary school at the time. Mother buy a bag of marbles to the man. Man buy the bag of marbles, but because he want $10. He go in school and selling a marble for $5, you know.
And people buying it.
But the man sell off because it's pitch break time, pitch lunch time, pitch after school. And nobody don't know where it is get marbles. But that shop in they go there selling the marbles, and my moms buy the marbles to the man. That's to keep him the man go in school and sell off the marbles, yes. Principal pull him in a meeting. Mommy, you know, we can't we can't allow your son to continue to proprietarize.
You know, that cut off immediately.
Yeah.
Is a part of the problem why we do have many young people and black people on the whole in business.
Correct.
That's a big part of that problem.
Correct.
Again, and all of that feeding into the dependency syndrome. Because there's way you want it to do. You fall in love with it for the little time that you do it. They take you away from it. They ain't give you no training on it. They tell you don't do it in school, but come let me teach you how to do it. Nothing like that. But then they tell you go to work, get 3 passes, and go and get a government work. You understand? Or go and work URP. Or whatever the other programs that they have and things. But then you come in to tell us now we depending on all you too much.
Yeah.
What we supposed to do?
What we damn if we do, we damn if we don't.
You understand? A child selling rubber bands in school. You know?
Yeah.
Again, like it's weed the child selling. Or
Rubber
drugs.
bands.
But that's just to show you that comparison there, right? That's just to show you how they fear us doing anything that involves betterment of self. Because betterment of self for us more than likely also means less money for the people that need our money. And they need for them to be wealthy, they need our money.
Of course. Yeah, they know we had the buying power. But we don't know that.
Well, that was saying to you, why they opening the businesses in we communities?
Yeah, we community poor, you know.
We
You understand?
listen, you see here what you know say? How we poor, but almost $1 billion in chicken and
$1 billion
chips.
in chicken and chips. You
The
think
population is 1.3 million.
You think that chicken and chips selling in the West? In the extreme West?
Please.
Where the hue, the complexion is much, much lighter.
Please.
You think that chicken and chips selling there?
You're mad?
Them buying Kaizen and things.
Yeah,
Sushi and all kind
sushi
of
and
thing.
thing.
That's what I'm saying to you.
Or they have
So,
a chef. They have a chef.
Right?
Yeah.
The chef is frying chicken in the kitchen.
One of the things I realized, boy, is that I ain't find a way to implement it yet. But that last $5 in your pocket there studying what to do with, like power, you know.
Yeah. Because the Chinese know you have it.
He what a $5. You is only $5 to you, like, oh God, boy, I only have $5. But that is $5 in he 10,000 a day for he.
Yes.
And in order to get to 10,000, he need
that five,
that
yeah.
$5 now.
Yeah.
And I tell them, we had to come out of that, boy. Part of coming out of dependency is mindset.
Yeah.
As Darren was saying yesterday, I agree with that. That a big part of it is mindset. Mindset not going to change tomorrow.
No. It's
Right?
practice. It take 21 days to form a habit.
One of the things that we had to
Or
keep,
21 times.
one of the things we had to keep in mind is be willing to see your brother and your sister doing much better than you. Be willing to do that. Because I think that's a problem we have.
Kyle say not only betterment of self, but that we might become better than them. That is the real fear.
Of course.
But Dr. Umar Johnson said it
Of course.
on Breakfast Club. He said that why you think that the banks, and it's not an American thing,
It's a worldwide
it's a
thing.
worldwide thing. You gain me the money to buy a car, 100,000, 200, well, I don't count that 200,000 now. 200,000, you gain my car money to buy that I could pay an installment for 10 years now. Because it's no longer 7, they gain you up to 10 years to pay for your car. You gain me a mortgage loan for 30 years. Right? To make it affordable for me to own a property. Right? But you cannot give me the money to start a business. Because if I come to you and say, hey, Mr. Bankman, I would like the same 200. This car is 250. But I would like that same 250 to start a business.
This is,
I
you
have
ain't just coming. Look, my plan.
everything.
Look, everything here.
I have the ability to pay it because I could pay for the car. Because they approved me the loan for the car.
Exactly.
For the same 10 years or 5 years or 6 years or wherever. But I'm saying to you, I don't want the car.
I want to start.
I want to have a
to
business and
invest
I
in
want
a
to put my
business.
money in this business. And I'm showing you that in 5 years' time, I'm more than paying back the business. The money, the loan. I'm saving too. Because you have a track record for you to see what I'm doing. Right? So, they don't want to empower us because at the same time, if they do, then we don't need them no more.
And I'm not looking at that as them empowering us. They're not empowering us by doing that. We'll be empowering ourselves. Because if I come up with a business idea, then I come to Swaggy to help me write up a business plan. I get a business plan and I go and it's something that could work for me. You're not really empowering me because I borrowing money from you that I have to pay back with interest.
Well, I
I
guess.
and the people around me that support and everything, that is who we empower and we sell. The
Right.
sad thing is that we have to get most of the times we have to get the finances from them. You don't hear them talking about them empowering themselves. I empowering one of my own. No, we're doing business.
Yeah.
And that's why we to start to look at it.
Look, Auntie Gemma, say it again. Yes, Karen, that's true. My friend of 9 has a son 9 years old who's drawing and selling at $3 in school, and the principal find out and stop it. And you know what's the hardest part, boy?
Sure is one of we.
The principal black, sure.
Sure.
The principal is black.
And all them little things too, we got to keep reiterating to we children now. The only way to make money is not by going and work for somebody. It's not by getting into crime or nothing.
No, boy,
Right?
we have to start to do the thing. You know what? Oh God, but thank God for this thing. I have an idea that keep coming back and I keep forgetting I'm going and do it. Because, as you say, I empower the children. So here, well, we ain't selling nothing in school. We go do it in the communities. And if everybody child home, they do something different, you know what I'm going to do? That's going to create an economy right on your street. Because we watch it Sunday, Saturday. Sean and them come and buy jersey from you.
That cycle.
And then Sunday morning,
we go on and buy
food from them.
I saw that be.
You understand? So you
and
give
the food
me.
tastes good, all the big up all yourself.
Yeah. What's the name of the kitchen again? That's not. Let me get the name. Yeah, but that's what we had to do because we can't keep taking the money out of the community. They say in the black community, the dollar only stays what? 5 hours? If so long?
You say in hours.
A couple minutes.
You know, and some of the conversations I've heard people, I always look at it as the only reason you would say something like that is to end the conversation. That this is a racist conversation.
Yes, big up Alicia's Kitchen on the Eastern Main Road in Pittsburgh. Or they call them 7200327.
Right.
Yeah.
How is this a racist conversation?
Yeah.
The Syrian community of Trinidad and Tobago does not mix in a whole lot of things. The only time you'd see most of them is in their business places. And I want to make it clear there's nothing wrong with that. Right? But they meet. We know they meet. We know they're close-knit. Right? Those are the things that we know.
Very.
When they sit down to talk and lie about business and things, well, if they're talking about how to make more money. But nobody do have a problem with that.
No.
But when Orisha Lashe, Karen and Tyler sit down to have this much needed discussion, you know, within our own communities, they play that race card so that we wouldn't have this discussion.
True.
Because can you imagine we start a movement that reaches to the banks that, yo, if I could qualify for $200,000 for a car, then you could also give me that money for loan, for a business loan.
Yeah.
You know that we're not do to we community, boy?
Well, let me tell you this. The African Credit Union.
Yeah.
I see the sign today. They are on where's called that street there, boy?
I can't remember the name of the street.
When you come out by what's the name of the Victoria Square. If you're heading to you know it's a one way. So if you come across Duke and you go down alongside where Flow used to be there. Like if you want to go west, you come out by Victoria Square and you make the left. Right. Opposite the cemetery.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
Right there. They're right on that little stretch there. So
right. I have an idea.
Yeah, just before Stone Street.
Right, I have an idea.
The African Credit Union, ACTT.
Like, the backside of Tech Day.
Yes. Yeah, reaching that far.
I know.
But just before the small square there, right?
Right.
You understand? So it have institutions that we could go to. You know what I mean? But we have to stick together.
Next thing, you know, there's always tell them now, all you. Support is an action word, you know. 2 hours of talk, we now talk, it don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
If you ain't go on Swag Elite page and book a haircut, or if you ain't go by Nubian Experience and buy something, or if you ain't go by your neighbor who's selling food on a Friday and Saturday and buy food from them. Imagine you taking the program, you comment and ball, yeah boy, good program boy, you know, they're talking real today boy.
Yeah.
And you pass your neighbor who's selling food Friday to go buy the same chicken place.
Yeah.
That just make $800 and something $1 million, right?
But we ain't telling no, let buy no tasteless food night.
Of course not. One thing I want to always reiterate.
Let me keep it clear.
I probably didn't say it in a while.
Yeah.
I do not say support black-owned businesses where you're getting either mediocre service or products.
Yes.
I don't entertain that at all. Right?
Yeah.
And if I promote a business, tell yourself I deal with them and I get a real proper service.
Yeah,
right? But we can't talk this talk here outside of this here. There's something that we had to live. You need a new watch.
Yeah.
You go online and look for what Davison watches.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
There's a Trinidadian living in America that running a watch line. It have to be that.
Yeah. Cause let me tell you something too. Go ahead. No, finish. I'll stick up in.
Because I was telling them, the same people we looking at and real praising the business acumen,
revering
the Syrian community, the local white community, the East Indians community. they ain't just get big because people watch them and just bought, oh, good job. No. They get like that because people went and spent the money and then we could
That's
talk
right.
this talk till we mouth dry.
To the boss. But
But
Matic say it here, if you we have this is a immaculate platform here. What Matic's game with the opportunity to do here all here, we can't go nowhere else and talk this.
So we know for sure that Mr. Alexander of Phoenix Logistics,
Yeah.
just now he will be sending some ads.
Some ads. We need the ads all here. We ain't begging. We telling all here we need the ads because what happened now. Today we have 17 people on the chat. At the end of the day, last week Tuesday, we had 157 views. So imagine if you just chuck a little, whatever does you have behind advertising your business on OUR, you're going to reach minimum 157 people. And if 5 of them 157 people start to support you, and I'm not talking about they coming and buy from you once because you're thinking you ain't selling we no shit.
Yeah.
You're selling solid things. So if a man come to you, you ain't advertising shit neither. So if a man come and buy a thing once, I say, but wait, now this thing really tasting good, boy. I'm gonna tell you something as a man do sales, right? And they say that every human being, by the time they get to 20 years old, has a reach of 250 people. 250 people, which is the minimum amount of people you may have in your funeral if you're not an asshole. Right? So imagine my network stink. 250, my baby food for me. But imagine the randomest man who's an introvert would have accumulated a circle of 250 people in his life. And that man get good service from you. That man needs a good food from you and say, boy, even if you tell people. 5 people, boy, try that man food, boy. And that man, he bring 5 people and them 5 people say, yeah, boy, man, same thing. But that's how it works.
Yeah.
That's how it works. Everything does start small. We like to feel with this instant gratification garbage that's Instagram and TikTok selling all out here. We only feel like a ton millionaire in 5 days. Ask them same people what them do, how long they doing it before they become an Instagram success or a TikTok success.
That work is how they put in is often never discussed.
Appreciated, yeah.
Not just appreciated, you can't appreciate what you don't know about.
True.
Right? And I am saying to you, that work that is how they put in, first things first, most people they don't like to talk about it. And I realized that sometimes in sharing your tribulations, because remember you don't go through it already.
Yeah.
You're here today to be able to talk about it because you don't went through it and you overcome it. You might be saving somebody else from going through it by being able to share it.
That's right.
And that is something, I don't know if it's a pride thing or what. I don't want nobody know I went through this. If you don't went through it and you're here living,
correct. Like Brandon said, money stays only 6 hours in the black community. Other communities are 20 to 30 days.
Now, Trinidadians and everybody around the world who listening to this program here understand what that means, right? You get paid on a Friday in the community closest to Port of Spain. Right? You get paid on a Friday, whether it be weekly, fortnightly, or month-end. That means that within 6 hours, you would have left your community and go and spend that money outside of your community, or the money didn't even reach
in your community.
And understand the other aspect, right, that where they say other communities, it stays 20, 30 days. What that means? That means that when
we have no access to that.
Your money is either it can be kept, which is a whole other situation for us, because most of us live in day to day, week to week, month to month, or what you need is within your community. So you go to spend and need something that Tyler have. Tyler needs something that you have. You need something that I have. That is the money staying inside right there. And I wish I had a better idea of communicating that to our people.
I just live it.
Right?
Watch my jersey. Black and proud, Nubian experience. I am the undisputed Are there anybody challenge me? Anybody challenge me?
Well, the few people who take the chance.
Nah, they're not ready. They're not ready.
Yeah,
and you know, I cleaning out the other day when I message and say, but Dan, all my closest Nubian experience outside of my Barca jerseys and my awesome God Save the Creative, big up yourself, Edel.
Yeah.
Everything I have is Nubian experience. And I say, but how I even reach here? But that is because the brother is not selling no garbage t-shirts.
And I must say that is the one thing, boy. Cause when we, you know, Facebook are the memories now.
Yeah.
So when some of them think, I'm like, shit, boy.
Yeah. I and Nubian experience hats.
And I ain't do hats in a while.
You understand?
As in years.
Yeah. Polos.
Like put it like this. Yeah, Nubian experience since you had no hair on your head.
Yeah, boy.
I see Mendoza say, I checked out Davison watches, the website. Great watches, great prices. I don't wear watches, but I buy one as a gift for someone. Right? He also say, I have a GoFundMe page set up to assist some young artists to perform at the All Africa Festival in Dubai this month, and I need the support for them because they are closest friends and, you know, people that donate now. So, yeah, Mendoza
drop a little $20 at least on the man GoFundMe.
Because that's a real big opportunity for everybody involved. I mean,
correct.
They had to leave Trinidad and Tobago and go a place like Dubai to take part in something called
the All Africa Festival. Look where they're holding it
in Dubai. You understand? That and apparently it's not the first time or nothing. Because I was talking to him about it now. Yeah. So Mendoza, we go try to share up that some more, man.
Yeah. Post the link in the chat now, please. Auntie Gemma said it's racist once you're trying to help your own, support black-owned businesses. But you know, sometimes your own people trying to pull you down. Congrats on the program.
Can't get away from that at all.
Excellent. So, thanks, Auntie Jama.
Let me respond to that now. Ms. Jama Thompson. My father tell me something some years ago that stick with me, right? He say, if to be proficient in a piano, he is a pianist. And to be proficient in a violin, he is a violinist.
So he's a barbarous?
He's a barbarous, right? my father say, well, he had no problem being a racist.
Yeah.
Because by that logic, it means you're very good at seeing about your race. Yeah, and I like that.
Yeah.
That's why I tell you, for me, you can't scare me away from this topic and the topics we deal with on Black to Black on OUR Radio. You can't scare me away from these topics by telling me I'm racist. Because you never hear one day hear me say, do something to another ethnicity.
But as you think, two people, let's use them words without knowing the meaning.
You understand?
Like they go say something, you know, what's your health now, boy? And they go say, you just being fat phobic. A phobia is an irrelevant fear of something. Am I fearful of you? Am I afraid? No. Don't be dumb.
Well,
go to school now, man.
That's a generational thing. We don't have them issues.
Phobia.
No, but it's basically the same thing because you start to talk about race, which is an important thing about your own race, but they will call it a racist just to shut you up.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the same thing.
It's garbage. Yeah, it's correct. And look. Kyle say, not only cash sales will help the money circulating. Bartering can be a viable option. Of course, because sometimes you mightn't have the money to do whatever it is you want to do, but you have somewhere to go. I have a service that is 200. He jerseys is 200. But I had to make a pump. King, I take an jersey there, boy. You will check me.
Yeah.
Right? If he take the one service for 200, great. But we what? 3 trim? Yeah, 3 trim inside there.
Look, I barter with my sister up to Saturday.
Right.
She just sell candles. I'll be big up yourself.
What's the name of the business?
2K's Boutique.
2K's Boutique,
right?
Yeah.
And she like the king and queen glass. She was one of the, I get my candle, my place smelling nice.
Yeah.
She glass on them.
Yeah.
You know, and it's something we run from. I've also sadly met a few people that don't want no part of bartering. They want to see the cash in
their hand.
Now, watch how silly this is when it comes to us with certain things, right? So my t-shirt is $200. Your product is $180. Let's barter. Because you have a product I like. Yeah. Let's barter. Nah, I don't do bartering. I give you the $200 for you to come back or even ride it and hand me it back for
the same thing.
Like, and now that happened to me
more
than once. So Kyle, you're correct.
But you actually give the man $20 there because you gave him a product that is that $20 more expensive than he own or more pricey. Let me not use expensive.
That's something we had to get more involved in bartering amongst ourselves, because that could definitely. I mean.
No, but when you think about the energy, the spirit behind bartering, that's the whole reason they create money. Because by creating a piece of paper that you put a value on, you could tell me how much this piece of paper worth, but I could tell you what is the value of my haircut or my service. So if you are a mechanic, I as a barber, I want my thing service, you need a haircut. Now, of course, there will be balance in terms of the value.
Yeah.
Right? So for me now, I go say, well, all right, it's $1,200 a service my car. That is oil, everything, whatever. And you say, well, but here we're going on. Me, our 4 sons, and me.
Work it out for how long?
Yeah. We do business and everything continue. But you see the creation of the mentality about the dollar, that you have that value in your pocket. It's a delusion. Yeah. It's a delusion. Illusion.
Those things first we setting the value on that.
Correct.
Look at
we see that coming out of the pandemic with when America flood the market with money. Them just print a whole set of new money.
Look Tatiana. Hey, I know make her right. I don't realize who it is. Yeah. Blessings. She says, Sheldon Mendoza, I'd like to help and to pass on to my other Trini friends once I get the link. So Mendoza, link it.
Yeah,
put the link.
Sheldon, like you're trying to get closer.
Let people see how to reach in Tate.
Yeah.
Let's do this thing called Mendoza. Is a brother that I Israel admires, look up to.
Yeah.
You know, as somebody not much older than me, and the amount of things that he has done, you know, things with any community, things outside of Trinidad, you know. So Mendoza post the link and let people jump on board, man. You know. With the bartering too. Bartering is also, in this day and age we're living in, it's a form of respect too, boy. Hear what I mean by that? You ought to respect my product. To barter your product with mine, you know.
Yeah.
But if you do respect my product, then you find it hard to barter because you like your product and you rate your own product.
Yeah.
But if you don't like and rate and respect mine, you don't want to barter with it. And all them is the little kind of mindsets we have to come out of when we're dealing with moving away from dependency. Right? We say today to these school children, academics is not the only way to go. Look, we went and talked to some children last week. I see the painter boy yesterday. Yeah, I see him yesterday. Right? See, the boy, the teacher show we are painting. The boy have talent. He has talent, but he not nobody around him that understands that is talent, and that is a talent that can make you plenty
money. Yeah. Because again, perception. Remember, we have a it's real hard to say, but in our own community, in our homes, we have a perception on things that we skewed. Real skewed. Who am I to tell my daughter she cannot dance as a ballerina for money? Or tell my son that he can't kick a ball for money? When I put on my TV, and that's why I'm seeing, the people who making the most money in this world at present is entertainers. A soccer player is an entertainer. A basketballer is an entertainer. Musician is an entertainer. Look at Kanye. Kanye's worth is $6 billion from selling shows, breads. Not even the man music is what make him that money, it's his shoes.
We ain't talking about eccentricity and some of the madness and garbage he talking. I'm just talking about the business side. The business side,
because you can't sell me that garden boots. I get that by any hardware partner. You're not selling me that garden boots and trying to convince me that is our brand.
Again.
Better than that.
That might be a little off it, but the next side right, of the way we buy in wholeheartedly to anything they put out and tell we this is our garden boots here.
Yeah.
A big galoshes, boy. You imagine that, boy? Karen, let we talk about we age, right? Because I don't know that Thailand, them no clubbing the way we did no clubbing and party, right?
Nah.
Mendoza and them who know, we talk about and thing now. Kyle and them. You imagine that, boy? After they work whole week. Saturday, you take out, you come down, you go down by swag, you need to get clean up. You get a jersey, you a dashiki from Nubian experience. And you iron out and things Saturday night, man. So you iron out your jersey, your pants. And you going and put on a galoshes to go in the club, boy. Watch me.
No, I'm not doing it.
The day was hot, not a drizzle or rainfall.
I'm not doing that, bread.
And you putting on that. First things first, I would like to meet one person who buy that, to just ask them and hear their genuine mindset on it. Now I know plenty it is marketing and you want to be in things with the cool people and the rich people in there, but
yeah,
come you ain't cool enough and rich enough for me to buy a rubber boots to put on my foot and step out. Now if you tell me he had a construction line or a yard cleaning line, be like, all right, but
that makes sense.
And I tell him, I supposed to be in the fashion industry, but based on what it is called fashion, I will never be in the fashion industry.
Yeah.
Because my thing must be practical to me at a start.
Yeah.
You understand? So some of them things and them that them making, and when you watch somebody showing them, like, there's always that was like, fashion means that's not. That place would happen, right? Fashion is a whole other word or something. You understand? So a real big part of it is programming, boy. So while we want to move away from the dependency syndrome, a real big part of that. And as some partners don't like the term programming, but it is programming.
It is programming.
Programming don't necessarily have to be a bad thing.
Yeah.
Because you just have to program your TV, you just have to program your radio, when you program it to do what you want.
Yes.
Right? We could see that from our generation, the generation before us, we could see that programming to depend was detrimental. Is detrimental. We're suffering it today. Now, the only way to get out of that is to do another programming, but in a manner that we know would benefit us.
Yeah.
And that programming, as we were talking about when we went to the children and them, will not happen after this show.
Yeah.
It's something we'll have to keep doing over and over and over. Because you already have some young people entrenched in it already. Right? So it's something that we'll have to keep going over and over and over.
Yeah, so they will get fed up over here anyway, but it's something we will keep bringing back. You know what I mean? Kind of bust my bubble there, boy. Man say, watch out, time let's fly with the show. When I watch the time is 1:57. I don't remember to make that stupid stinger.
Mendoza, put that thing in the chat quick, boy.
Yeah, Mendoza, like he gone. Tyler, pull the tune there for the last one. Let me think before we go. So, folks,
will we close them with?
Maccabi and them.
Oh,
yeah, our next big tune.
The Black Agenda.
Just give them a little thing. This song was done by three brothers who was in support of David Mohammed of the
Black Agenda Project,
which
Kwame
today
Ture
they have
Center.
the Kwame Ture Center in Lavantil, Kwame Ture Educational Center that just win some big award, big cash award for something the group was doing. Brother David Mohammed, his wife Roxanne Mohammed, and the whole team. David Mohammed was one of them talk stations, and they had either fire them or ban him or remove him for talking this kind of talk on a supposed regular radio station. And these brothers did this song in support of him.
We ain't going yet. Sheldon, yes, I see you still in the chat. Please post the GoFundMe.
The link now, because people interested
and we need to think, and they could also send it to us on WhatsApp. ASAP, please.
Send it out.
I have the writer, but I don't have the link.
Yeah.
So guys, I mean, we sneak in this one on all here because this was actually a whole 2 hours of fire burning. All right, we're burning. We burned some fire.
Right, so be safe out there.
Yes, please.
Live in love. We can't talk none of this thing.
Yeah.
None of this thing would be possible. None of it would take flight and take effect if we ain't living in love.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
I, as the recipient of love from some brothers recently, know that we had to live it.
Yeah.
Right?
Talk is not cheap.
Yeah. In plenty things, talk is cheap. It has certain things like how we had these discussions, yes. But we had to live in love, we had to look out for one another. You understand? We can't talk all this thing and talk about black man and African man and thing and then we still killing out one another.
Yeah.
You understand? We ain't looking out for one another, children and them kind of thing. We ain't making sure that the children safe.
Yeah.
Right, Ole? So we had to live in love, Ole. Be safe.
Yeah, please.
Till the next one.
Yeah.
And like Ole said too, life is about enjoyment, like we said.
Yeah.
More life and good health, people.
Yeah. Love, peace, and air grace. Job the tune, DJ.
The first responsibility that devolves upon you is the protection and promotion of your democracy. Democracy means more, much more, than the right to vote, and one vote for every man and every woman of the prescribed age. Democracy means recognition of the rights of others. Democracy means the equality of all.
All right, let me summarize the SOE real quick in like 4 minutes.
So they lock up someone being an end keep non-release all to the mainstream talking about bringing back the hangman to hang who? If they wanna stop crime then they go have to lock themselves up, rape each other for a month, feed themselves prison food and hang themselves when they're done. If they ain't like that, tell them check me when I done. And I go tell them for myself that they can hold their mother cut. Now what? Now they're censoring the media, pressuring one or two to take Muhammad off the air. Investigating heat for incitement, investigate yourself for dictatorship, cause that shit real shit go dead now. Right. I've enough curry to bust a fuck with every crab in the red house. Enough punching to drunken camera for a year. Enough fit on YouTube for Ram Lagan to pull out the hair. Yeah. And in other news they still fighting Sensi. Coke still coming, the PP still don't like none of we. So don't let them abuse we. Quarter arms, free speech, democracy. Where's the black agenda?
That freedom of speech.
Where's the black agenda?
That freedom of speech.
Where's the black agenda?
That freedom of speech.
But they tell them we'll be free, but we not free to speak. Where's the black agenda?
That freedom of speech.
Where's the black agenda?
That freedom of speech.
Where's the black agenda?
That freedom of speech.
Go to tell them we'll be free, but we not free to
Them
speak.
fellas too bright, so I had to get her to the pen. The last badge on a hip hop come to defend. That freedom of speech to criticize the government. You can lie to the masses when my truth go offend. Them attacks on the media I can't comprehend. Using the martial law to your fancy and whim. Silence who speak the truth and applaud who pretend. Every man you attack skin contain melanin. Instead of trying to get the black agenda to end, you should have tuned into the political sins. Race sharks in the water, all exposed in the fin. Arrow flying in the dark from political gins. And fuck 1 or 2 if they can't support a brother. We need pillars in the shit. While they're moving like some feathers, but I'm standing from a cause. Unshakable tower, watching sat in the face while they're screaming black power. They said nothing when he was trying to incite. Seemed like a race war is where you're trying to ignite. All Muhammad trying to do is bring a little insight. When the revolution come, I hope you're ready for the fight.
Where's the black agenda?
That freedom of speech.
Where's the black agenda?
That freedom of speech.
Where's the black agenda?
That freedom of speech.
But they tell them we'll be free, but we not free to speak. Where's the black agenda?
That freedom of speech.
Where's the black agenda?
That freedom of speech.
Where's the black agenda?
That freedom of speech.
But they tell them we'll be free, but we not free to speak.
By proclaiming a black agenda, man become an offender. Attempts to silence him by those with hidden agendas. Every time a man of African descent give a speech about oppression, others get defensive. Why should you expect that black men live in the last place position that the world wants to give? Well, I read between the lines, looking to free minds. You want to stay behind to fit into your design, using political clout to try to muzzle my mouth. Can't stop the truth from getting out, but it shows what you're about, which means that addressing the black agenda is the correct road to fill those mental gaps and grow. I'm black and I'm proud, and that I have to show. Black and I'm proud, that I have to show. Black and I'm proud, black and I'm proud, black and I'm proud. The black agenda take my dull and mine and sharpen it. I put it in my heart, then I harken it, and then I decide I would like to start with it. And after that, I never want to part with it.
What is the black agenda?
That freedom of speech.
What is the black agenda?
That freedom of speech.
What is the black agenda?
That freedom of speech.
But they tell them we'll be free, but we not free to speak. What is the black agenda?
That freedom of speech.
What is the black agenda?
That freedom of speech.
What is the black agenda?
That freedom of speech.
But they tell them we'll be free, but we not free to speak.